I'm a fourth year at Edinburgh University. I study Spanish and politics, and I am one of the team leaders at Sanitree.
I'm Eleanor, and I'm in my third year, and I study geography, and I'm another one of the team leaders, part of the volunteer team of Sanitree when we're based in Edinburgh.
So Sanitree is a social enterprise, and our main goal is to make menstruation kind to the planet and also kind to people. So we have our volunteer team here in Edinburgh based up of, I think, 18 volunteers at the moment. We do a variety of different roles. Some are outreach, some are fundraising, loads of different stuff. And they make most of our money over here, so we have a lot of club nights, pub quiz events, things like that, which is great. We also have a lot of information sessions as well. Eleanor was lucky enough to go up to St Andrews last year and do an information talk there, and also went to America to one of the UN conferences, which was super cool. I was very jealous. But then we also have our team in Jaipur in India as well, and that's made up of 7 beneficiaries. 7, is that correct? Yep. Perfect. And they make our pads for us, reusable pads. So it's made with organic cotton and PUL, which is polyurethane, and they're all biodisposable. So once you take off the little poppers, they can be thrown away, and there won't be any plastic waste used. So these women that we employ come from vulnerable backgrounds. So some are victims of domestic abuse, some of their husband have died, and they have to go out and figure out new ways of working and things like that. So we pay them a living wage, give them a safe environment to stay in, and we also do loads of workshops like English classes and self-defense classes as well, which is really amazing.
So we started in 2017, so before Erin and I joined, and it was founded at the University of Edinburgh. So Bharat Singh, who was our founder, is from North India, in an area called Bind, and he identified kind of issues of period poverty and plastic waste, and decided to combine those issues to centre around kind of one organisation to kind of fight both those issues and achieve goals of eliminating period poverty and also contributing to less plastic waste. So Bharat and another founder, Erin O'Reilly, teamed up and created the Volunteer Edinburgh branch, and also created a base in Bind, which later moved to Jaipur when Bharat met our current managing director, Ishu Shiva.
Our aim is basically to tackle period poverty in a sustainable and ethical way. We always want to be kind to people, as I said, kind to the planet, and that really is our main aim. We think menstruation should be an experience that's empowering for people. It should be something that is shied away from and not talked about. And as well as combating period poverty and making it more sustainable, that is our main goal as well. Making sure that we have these open conversations with people, and it isn't something that people just don't want to talk about.
So, as I mentioned, the organisation was started by someone who was from India, and so he wanted to maintain the relationship between where he was from, but also having an impact in Edinburgh. So we kind of call our Edinburgh team like a support team. We do kind of the operational sides of the organisation. So as Erin mentioned, we do a lot of fundraising. We try to facilitate sales of the pads, and we also host stalls. So we've recently done a stall at the National Library. We did a sustainability fair, which was really successful. And kind of all these proceeds go back to India to support the Jaipur team, enabling them to create more pads, buy more materials. It goes towards the wages of the beneficiaries. And the idea is that through more successful bulk orders, we're able to then run donation drives in India, which is super important. So our manager, Ishu, runs educational talks in schools and villages where they distribute the pads, and they also do destigmatizing talks about menstruation. And so importantly, these talks are focused at both girls and boys, and also people of different ages, to try kind of make it a more, make it a group experience. And the idea is that through kind of doing these talks to just a few people, they kind of become their own menstrual activists in a sense, not in kind of lots of things, but even just if that then encourages the child to talk to a sibling or a friend, it kind of increases the spread of just people being able to talk and know how to deal with periods in a safe way, in a healthy way, and also kind of in a way which doesn't impart too much stress or stigma onto people.
So our work is primarily focused on helping menstruators, so making sure, especially in India and Jaipur, that they have the access to these donation drives and they can get these products for free. Because what issue in Bharat was finding in India was that women don't have access to menstrual products at all. They're using cloth, ash, things that you really shouldn't be using as it is really bad for your health. So our main goal there in India is to ensure that they have access to these products and they actually know how to use them as well with these information sessions as well. And that's our goal in Edinburgh and in the UK and wider as well. We've been a part of the Free Period Product Provision Act at Scottish Parliament, which was an amazing success for us, and we're so happy to see that being implemented around Scotland, and hopefully that can continue in other parts of the UK as well. But then we also have our main beneficiaries, and that's who we're also trying to support. So there are 7 wonderful ladies who work for us in ensuring they have access, continual access to an income, a safe space, a place where they can go and be with their friends and just have a chat and an enjoyable time as well. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll maybe expand more on like the sustainable side of it, because obviously one of the issues of disposable period products is that they are disposable and this waste goes into landfills. So I think it's something around the equivalent of 4 plastic bags worth of plastic in kind of an average period pad. So using this kind of consistently produces a lot of waste. So our pads are cloth pads that are waterproof, they're safe to use, they help regulate body temperature to reduce infection as well, and they last for 2 years. So in kind of using these pads over that period of time, you're not contributing more to waste that ends up in landfills. Recently we managed to facilitate a sale with the Student Council where they bought a bulk order of our pads, and this then enabled them to display them and students could take them, so for free. They weren't giving out free pads, they purchased them but then were displaying them for the use of the students. Kind of alongside disposable products, just so people have a wider range of options for kind of their periods and their menstruation as well.
But it was really good, they all got taken off in 4 days.
Yeah.
So we had 100 out, and then we went in one day and they were all gone, and we were like, this is amazing. We're like, perfect. It shows that there is, people want them and need them. And I think for a lot of students especially, they can't sometimes afford to make the switch. So I think with University Student Council doing that, it's an amazing way to start maybe branching into other sectors as well. If they can see that there is this need for it, then hopefully in the future, maybe more corporations will be willing to buy reusable products and make that switch for people.
Getting interviewed and being able to talk about what we do as a social enterprise is super great just for our exposure and to get people to know about what we do. I think also collaborating in networking events or attending things that are hosted just to meet other people who are either looking to work with social enterprises, have maybe gain sponsorships or kind of expand their company's social impact. We're really trying to promote the sale of our pads because we operate with a cyclical kind of approach where money that's raised by selling the pads then goes into producing more pads, supporting the beneficiaries, doing donation drives, and allows us to then produce more pads and sell them more. So we're trying to facilitate more sales with companies. So with organisations such as the Student Council was really beneficial.
Everyone's so friendly, which makes a big difference. I mean, I'm from Scotland, so everyone's always friendly. But it's nice to be able to meet people who have like shared common interests. It's really easy to befriend people, and you find people from all different countries, all different cultures, but all have the same values sometimes, and it's just so lovely, especially university as well, to be able to meet those people and just connect with them. I just love that.
Yeah, I love the fact that there's so much to the city. So there's obviously so much going on at the kind of centre of the city, so many kind of places to go, things to visit, like pubs and stuff, and like the great nightlife. Everything's always kind of exciting. But then you also have the meadows, which is just gorgeous in the summer, and kind of walking down there when it's autumn now, when there's like the flowers come out in spring. It makes me so happy. And then the beach is kind of 20 minutes away, and then you can go to the Pentlands, and I really think it just has everything.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a city, it feels more like a big town.
Yeah, no, it really does. We also want to get our pads displayed in reusable shops and artisanal shops that kind of want to display products that are sustainable. Our pads are also really beautiful. They're made from recycled textile offcuts, so cloth that would otherwise have been disposed of. We use them to make the pouches and make the pads themselves, so they're actually really beautiful to look at, which is another part of kind of empowering the menstrual experience. But that's kind of our next steps in our journey. That's really what's going to help us make the most impact and support us in the upcoming years. We kind of cover quite a lot of ground with our social impact. So we have a sustainable aspect to us. We support women from vulnerable backgrounds. We try to destigmatize and encourage empowering menstrual experiences through education. So lots of different areas for kind of to invest in as an organisation and cover a lot of bases, which I think is really great about us. To learn more about us, we have a website, which is sanitree.org. We also have an Instagram, which is sani.tree. And our products are displayed on Etsy. So searching Sanitree period pads is a great way to find us, and giving them a try is always kind of the first step in kind of changing your menstrual habits, and it can be really something that is beneficial to you as an individual, and maybe to, I don't know, people that you want to encourage to also take on the pads as kind of their everyday practice. Yeah.
We do have our new Edinburgh team, which is super exciting. It is basically a fully new team, all new members, which is so lovely because you get to meet new people from different walks of life, different areas of the world, and they all bring their own individual experience to the roles. So I think Eleanor and I are just super excited to lead such a passionate team this year. And then hopefully we'll have more information sessions, education sessions in India, and more donation drives, fingers crossed. That would be amazing. And then in the Edinburgh side of things, loads of fundraising events, loads of good pub quizzes, club nights, things like that, and just raising awareness over here and supporting the India team as much as we can. That really is our next 12 months, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully some more in-person stalls at different fairs to kind of display our pad to the public. Sanitree is a social enterprise which is fighting to make menstruation an equitable and empowering experience to people and the planet.